Yo, swinging and banging on the ones and twos. Allow me to reintroduce myself to you. I'm Kendrick Avant, your agent of gratitude, living mindset over bullshit because I slide into any situation. And I share these stories to help you be better. I leave you with tools to be better. I'm teaching you how to be better, how to accept reality, how to grow a new perspective. On this podcast, I like to interview people who are so interesting, they take my mind away from the fact that I have primary progressive multiple sclerosis. I want to interview people who are so interesting, I forget all the bills banging at the front door. That I don't mind the fact that kids haven't done all their chores. This is what my podcast is about. Interviewing people who are so wild out, so interesting, so crunk, so cool, that for a little minute, I damn near forget I have a chronic illness. Rock with me every week and see who I'm talking about. All right, bet. Yo, Devin, what is going on, King, man? Good to meet you.
What is going on, brother? What's going on? How you feeling?
You know what? I feel a whole lot better than when I messed up and slept up yesterday. I tell you that, man. I feel a whole lot better than that. Today I
For
feel
sure.
great. I usually start out feeling real good, and I just came out with a nice little smoke break, so feeling marvelous today, man. Marvelous today, dog. I can't I can't complain.
For sure. I'm blessed myself, brother. I'm blessed myself. Cannot complain at all. God is good every single morning.
Yeah, yeah. All the time. So Devin, we met on Clubhouse. Welcome to Mindset Over Bullshit. And what I do over here is entertain, educate, motivate kings to be better despite your disabilities, despite your chronic illness, despite the fact that kids are beating at your door and never did their chores. I'm here trying to tell kings, like, look, dog, I get it, man, but you got to put that mindset over the bullshit. You still got
For
to calm
sure.
your ass down and talk to your kids. You still
For
got to
sure.
calm your ass down and tell your wife thank you if she there helping you out with the kids. Like, you still got to do shit. You got to
For sure.
find a way to get from point A to point B. You do that with mindset of a bullshit, and I just tell stories and share stories back and forth to help boys, like feel better. So that's what I do on this show. I'm bringing you here, man, because I heard you speak on Clubhouse, and I was like, oh, hell yeah. Let me be quiet and allow you to introduce yourself, tell us what you do, and all that kind of good stuff.
For sure. So my name is Devin Mailey. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. Actually, now transitioning and moving to my next spot in Miami. And I am a NFT curator, a Web3 entertainer, as well as a Web3 educator, and been able to be now doing my game up to it, down to it, a drinking game for the HBCU culture. That really speaks on my HBCU memories and really my best and amazing times at my HBCU, which is the illustrious North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, where I really learned truly my inner manhood and my transition into a man, and that adult transition that really changes. So I wanted to do this game just to really show like my growth, and where I came from, and how like it's really impacted me, but also how college has just impacted others. So this is really, really important to me. And my overall aim with this game is not only to have a fun, it's a fun drinking game that's going to be lit live and really fun and entertaining, but also I want to use this game to be a leverage point for me to not only educate, but to really inspire our young Black community on what's going on in the crypto and the Web3 space, because I do believe that the financial and crypto literacy is going to be very much so needed, especially when we have these next 5 years coming up. We're seeing so many transitions from just touchless payments in themselves, right? Like, and when we think about it, when we had a wallet, it was this thick. Now your wallet's like this, and next thing you know, your wallet's just going to be on a
With your
phone.
phone, man. Yeah, I'm trying to find my phone to hold it up.
Right.
I know my phone
Right.
is now.
For sure. So that's really been my focus and my aim, for this year of 2022.
That is your story, man, resonates with me. Your story hits my heart. When I left high school, I had told my mom and my parents the whole nine, I'm going to an all-Black school. I grew up in a small Texas town. It's majority white. So I kept saying, I'm going to an all-Black school. I got a scholarship to Fisk. I went to Fisk, but after I went to Fisk for maybe 1 hour, and I left and went to another school. I ended up transferring to Central Arkansas.
Wow.
What made you? My reason is because I grew up in a white town. I didn't have any family and friends around me like that. What made you want to go to an HBCU? Was it family history? You always wanted to do? What got you going? What? I'll be quiet.
Well, it's really crazy for me. My mom went to A&T and my dad also went to A&T, but it wasn't even really that reason, but it was kind of, I think when I was in high school, that was the time where Black Lives Matters movement kind of started, where we saw a lot of different things happen within our community that was just, very, very tragic. And I think for me, when I saw that happen, I just told myself that there's no way that I cannot allow myself to not attend the HBCU, especially with everything that's transpired. And I really became an activist, you know what I'm saying? Like I really, wanted to speak out and do different things in my community. And so, I actually had a mentorship group in high school, my senior year, called Future Leaders of Olympic. And it was like, I went to a mostly Black school. And so I wanted to continue that journey on. And, when you go to a HBCU, you leave your freshman year hating the other side, you know what I'm saying? Because you take that African-American studies class, it completely changes you. But it really not only taught me, how to really be a man, but how to be a Black man and how to really work in society in America. A lot of people have this stigma against HBCUs that, it doesn't prepare you for the real world, but I feel like it prepares you for both faces you face as a young Black man in America. And there's no better place. And I think what I love the most is right now we're seeing some of the most support that we've truly ever seen for HBCUs, like in this time. You know what I mean? So it's just really good to see that, seeing especially Chris Paul, Taraji P. Henson, they're now on the board. And it's just like truly amazing to see the growth and the expansion that is going on. And sometimes it really bothers me when I even see our community, go down on HBCUs, especially when there was a time when that was the only place we could go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just truly thankful for a HBCU because it's just so much pride, man. And I remember when I went on A&T's campus, like you could just see the vibe that it was real, like it was real and like it was very transparent. So I really did appreciate it.
You know what? Right along with that, because you're talking about with HBCUs and how they can have the bad stigma within our own community. I remember a couple of years ago, whenever Bill and Melinda Gates got divorced, and Melinda Gates gifted, what was it, like $500 million to HBCUs? She gifted a whole bunch of money to HBCUs. And then I remember this past year, even as Deion, especially with Deion Sanders doing what he's doing at Jacksonville State, how these athletes, these young Black kids are not going to the Ohio States. They're not going to the Alabamas. They're choosing to go to HBCUs and further their academic spots just to get to the pros and everything. And that, of course, brings the whole thing. Well, I got a bunch of partners who I always go right away with, man, dog. But if them boys go to an HBCU, they won't get ready for the pros. And I'm thinking, no, dog, if you're like a 5-star, if you're a superstar physical athlete, physical specimen, you going to an HBCU is not going to mess up your damn sports career. You've already put in the work. You going there is just going to further your mind, your social, everything else. You go into the Ohio States, yeah, they might have the better physical things, but you getting to that point, at that point now, it's about you doing what the hell you got to do. If you do what the fuck you're supposed to do at the HBC, you still going to the league. So yeah, I agree with you 100% on that one, man. 100% on that one. So does your drinking game incorporate knowledge and pieces of the NFTs and of the metaverse and stuff like that? How does your drinking game work with the NFTs and stuff?
So really the drinking game is just on the HBCU experience. So for example, never have I ever had trouble with financial aid. Have you ever had trouble with financial aid? So, that's one of the cards, right? It's like, if you had trouble with financial aid, you got to take a shot. So it kind of breaks down those memories, you know what I'm saying? And another example of a card is like, never have I ever sneaked in the sheets with the Greeks. So all of us, some of us we're gonna take a shot to that. You know what I'm saying? And some of us we think, but you're gonna take a shot to that. So the game is more focused on the HBCU culture. However, I plan on expanding the game into the metaverse and into the NFT space. Actually, if you see some of the characters that I curated, those are all my friends from college who have definitely been were a real impact for me in my life, in my college years and my college days. And I want to use the characters to actually create a metaverse within the HBCU space, right? To create a social club for HBCU students and to create a metaverse for people to come in, have different characters and stuff like that. And that's where the NFT space comes in, is that we're going to use the characters from the box, and we're going to now use those characters and have them in the metaverse, and have a social club and have that HBCU experience. So now if I go to, for example, a Prairie View, if I go to a Prairie View, if I go to a Clark Atlanta, right, I can now meet you virtually from A&T, and I'm all the way over here. So it gives us another way, and we're looking at the advancements of social networking, right? Now, what makes social networking so cool is that, I never would have met you if social media was not here, right? But when you now have platforms like a Clubhouse, like an Instagram, like the metaverse, where we can now socially interact with people, and that experience now can feel real, right? And so that's what I want to curate, is how can I get somebody that never would have met somebody at Prairie View, and never would have met somebody at Clark Atlanta, and never would have met somebody at Morehouse, and never would have met somebody at Jackson State, right? How can I get these people to interact and connect and even build, right? Because, even with some of my counterparts from A&T, like, I'm like, wow, like we can build amazing things just because of social networking, that I met them and they're from different classes. So imagine what we can do from a whole entire HBCU perspective, because HBCU pride is nationwide, but Aggie pride is one of a kind. Don't forget it.
I bet it's like that. I can only imagine, because I got a brother who went to Prairie View A&M, and it's a black school here, and it's a black school here near Houston. Yo, King, I think they went 3-4 years without winning a football game, and when they did, school was canceled for like a week or two. And I remember going there to a party during that time. This is a true story, man. It's at Prairie View A&M. This is like 1997.
Wow.
We get some girls, some queens, to sneak us in a back door of a party over there. We see a dude like 6'6". He's like 6'5", 6'6", big dude, basketball player of Prairie View. I don't know if he actually played basketball at Prairie View. That went on with the story. Tall dude, man. He had huge. We saw this cat try to sneak in, and he ended up kind of knocking over a little person, like a person who has the dwarfism. It was 2 or 3 of them. Probably was more than 2 or 3 of them. There was a few of them. He knocked one of them over. Dog, real talk, we saw them gang up and beat his tall ass from top down to the, and when he hit the floor, that was just it. It was like pit bulls attacking, man. Like that was just it. Game was
right
over. They whooped his ass. I remember we were out the door like, oh shit. Get in before they close the door. I mean, I remember you had to make a real strong decision. Do I stay and finish watching this? Or do I get my ass inside the party while the door is still open?
Right.
Yeah, that was crucial. That was crucial.
Right. And the thing is,
something else.
Y'all ain't have cameras. We got cameras. That would have been on, on some quick, viral quick.
That would have been everywhere. I didn't even think about that. You sure right about that. When I tell my wife about that story, she always looks at me like, you lying. You didn't see,
you did not see
little people beat down. I'm like, yo, you had to beat her. Like that was real talk. But yeah, you're right about that. You had to just like that.
Yeah, so, HBCU leaders, man, they're one of a kind. You never know what's going to happen next.
Never. My brother ended up going. I had another brother one brother went to Prairie View, all black school. Another brother went to my other brother went to Texas Christian. He went to TCU, which is like shit, like the whitest of colonizer schools that you can go to. 2 exact extreme opposites. So yeah, and you had me in the middle. I got kicked out of 3 colleges before I ended up finding one and getting graduated and get situated.
Bustles in my music, man, them blunts get played. See, I'm the king of my throne, East Texas till I'm gone.
Check this out, man. As we are going through the pandemic, you've got you got your game together, you're making these moves. What do you do to hold your mindset together, to hold things together as you're going through this? After the pandemic, it might be coming back. You've got the responsibility of your new drinking game on. You're working with the NFTs, the metaverse. You're doing all these different things. What do you do to manage your mindset and all the stress of doing this?
Yeah, you know what's crazy, man? I feel like these last, I want to say like 4 or 5 months have been the most challenging. You know, I'm 23 years old. And I, most people when they meet me, they're like, oh, you 26, 27. You know what I'm saying? But I'm 23 years old, and I finally have taken pride in that because I feel like sometimes when we get on social media, we see everything that you can really feel like you're supposed to be a millionaire at 20, and I'm 3 years behind. But I've started to learn truly that there is so much power in the slow game. And my motto is that I'm one day closer to millions every single day. And these last 3 to 4 months, I really question that. I had a lot of things, different things go on between, moving, heartbreak, challenges with learning that all money ain't good money. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like for me, I've been in a transition phase of really realizing that in order to manage your mind, you have to manage your time in different areas of life, because all different areas of life are so important. And what I mean by that is what you do socially, how you spend time with people outside of that. You can't be on grind mode all the time, because you can literally, come to complete rest, right? Where you just feel uninspired. So one thing that I'm learning now is managing my time in different areas of life and not just being so focused on grind. Because when you can get on social media and you can feel so behind. And I actually kind of took like 2 or 3 months off, and I really saw that for me, the most important thing is growing as an inner man, but growing as an inner man through God. And I've really focused on, scripture. I'm actually really reading a very, very important book that's been very key to me. It's called The Inner Transformation and the Inner Healing of a Man. And I feel like my overall manhood has been a very, very, very key role for me in my transition of my mindset, because I feel like I'm at that age now where I really want to not only grow, but be in a space through my growth to inspire somebody else. I feel like God has put me through a lot of trials over these last few months to be an inspiration for others. So, this game for me is really refocusing on my dreams and building my dreams and making sure that I'm focused on being one day close to millions every single day. And sometimes as an entrepreneur, you can feel like, I don't want to give 100% today, but giving 5% is better than 0%.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And for most entrepreneurs, like, I feel like we feel like we're so behind Monday because we gave 0% Monday, right? And then when Tuesday comes, we now feel like we're super far back Tuesday. And then that next thing you know, you didn't work on your business for 3 weeks, right? And now you've missed deadlines. Now you missed timelines. Now, you're falling way behind. And when you're an entrepreneur, man, it's really, really hard to stay focused, and you gotta stay focused on everything else you got going on. So I've really put myself in a position right now to focus on my inner healing. And I've really been healing as a man, because as a Black man, it's a lot of trials and tribulations we got to fight just waking up every day in this place that we call America. And I really want to make sure for me that I'm super armored and equipped spiritually to attack the day, right? So, I make sure my mornings are filled, with God. I make sure that, I'm able to read and I'm able to wake up and go get it. But I wake up with God in mind, because that armor is everything. You know what I'm saying? And, through heartbreak, through everything that I feel like I've gone through, like, I feel like I'm going to rise up so much higher than I ever have before.
Like the way you started off with that point you made about the all money ain't good money. I remember, sure. I'm an old head, bro. So when you said 23, that hit me, because I was thinking you were 27, 28.
Yeah.
Man. Shit, I'm 43, my damn self, man. So as you were talking, I was like, oh shit, I'll be there. I thought that was at least like little brother age. That 7 to 8 years makes a whole lot to the way you think about the concept of talking to people and everything. That's mind blowing, man. that even changes up the next question that I have. Because at age 23, you're just finishing up at NC State and everything. What do you think is, you went to a majority Black school, you said leaving high school. What do you think the missing element is, the disconnect is between teachers and students at that high school level? We know as a race that kids begin to lose interest in school in third grade. That's common. And now that's because of we set up in a colonizer type area, the way lessons set up and everything else. In your personal opinion, was there anything, let me switch that up. Do you think there was anything being at a Black school that made you more attuned, more willing to go for it, being at a Black school?
You know what's crazy, man? Like, I feel like going to a Black school is truly amazing and inspiring, and definitely wakes you up to the reality of what it is to be a Black man. But I personally feel like school and the school system is so outdated that sometimes you can not truly understand that it may not be the kids, but it may be the system and what you're teaching to somebody that has to go home and deal with the world, right? Yeah. Like, I'm not thinking about A squared plus B squared equals C squared. I'm thinking about, how can I learn how to run a business? Because, when I go home, I got things to take care of, right? And I think we need to change and transition schools into more problem solving. Elon Musk is actually, he homeschools his kids. And I looked into, kind of what he does. And I think the focus really needs to be problem solving, building, how to build a network, how to be in a room with certain people. Because, in my area of expertise, I've had some times where I'm talking to someone and I'm talking to them and I look crazy because I didn't get that prior knowledge and I had to learn the lesson. And these are the things as an entrepreneur that you can sometimes not be prepared for. But I think we need to change the system, because I feel like the system is not built for us to win, right? Like it's just not, right? Like when we think about third grade test scores, they're already building a jail cell for you. So is it really built for you to win, or is it set up for, well, when they fail, we got a jail cell ready? So we really got to ask ourselves, is it really the teachers or is it what they're teaching? Because the thing is, how do we keep students engaged on the actual things that people are teaching? Because the first thing that most people say when they're in a classroom is what? I ain't never gonna use this stuff. So we gotta change the mind frame that, wait a minute, is it the teachers, is it the students, or is it the actual curriculum that needs to be changed in itself? And I think for me, that's what I want to see change, is how can we make, school, and this is what's so cool about the metaverse, is like, I can be in a world where I can create whatever I want to create, right? And, in the metaverse, this is one thing that I definitely in the future want to expand to, is how could I create an HBCU experience for a high schooler? Because in high school, I actually had a group called Future Leaders of Olympic, and I mentored kids as a senior, like freshmen and sophomores, and they would come to it every week after school. So what does that tell you? They can be doing anything else with their time, but they can't.
They invested in themselves. That means they want to grow and get better.
Right. And we talked about, how to interview for a job. You know what I'm saying? How to take a girl out. Like, those are things that kids want to know. They like, we don't want to know like A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And those are the things that, I want to really focus on as far as, my transition for sure, is like, how can we make school more interactive and problem
relevant? I feel like I'm agreeing with everything you're saying. I feel like that the big word right there is relevant. You just feel like whatever the fuck they talking about in school needs to be relevant to what we're doing right now. And if you can put that relevancy there, shit, kids do a whole lot better. But yeah, teaching all that old school stuff now, it doesn't matter. Like you said, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And I'm thinking, how do I keep my parents keep the lights on? Like when I get home today, that shit don't help me get this cereal down from, I see all this stuff. Yeah, that is a marvelous point. I used to actually be a school teacher. I was a school teacher for 16 years. Wow. And I taught this class. I was a character education teacher. So I was the teacher when middle school, If you were fighting, getting in trouble, smoking, shit like that in middle school, you would come to me in 6th grade, and I would keep you from 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade until I felt like you were making better decisions, let you out of my class, then you got to go take real electives in football, basketball, whatever the hell else people were doing. Those students, so I'm 43, those students, because I was doing that in early 2000, like 2000, from 2002 until 2016. Yo, man, them students are now like 27, 28. They drive 45 minutes to come out here and fuck with me and just come out here and just chill, bring their kids out here in the whole nine, man. It's a whole cool shit. It's a whole cool shit.
Old man told me not come to a sleeper but a dream. So when you see that paint gleam, just know I'm living my dream.
I'm gonna get ready to let you go because I know you got things to do. The last thing I'm gonna ask you, because you told us about stress, you told us about so much stuff today. Give us a why. Give me something you are grateful for and why.
I feel like it's like two things that it's like one thing or two things. How do you two?
One thing. Give me something you're grateful for, and then tell me why you are grateful for it.
If I'm really breaking that down, I feel like one thing that I'm truly grateful for is literally my saying, and it's being one day closer, right? And what I mean by that is, you know, all of my trials, all of my tribulations, everything that I've been through have brought me to be one day closer to being a better man every single day. One day closer to being, you know, having better goals, better dreams, better aspirations. Because, you know, I just really look at my life and where I was, you know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, from literally being homeless in college, you know, trying to figure it out, not in school, you know, like trying to figure out my way, you know, working the job, you know, doing this, doing that. But I feel like all of those things every single day that, you know, I went through really, really made me into who I am today. And that's what I mean by being one day closer is that every single day that you wake up, you have an opportunity to be a millionaire, and a millionaire, not necessarily physically, but a millionaire in mindset. You know what I mean? And how you carry your mindset, how you drive your mindset every single day can be the difference in your life 6 months from now, and in the difference in your life 2 years from now. Yep. And so through everything that I go through, good, bad, happy or sad, heart-wrenching or you know, heartwarming, I'm thankful to be one day closer to my millions every single day in my mind. And anything that you believe in the mind will turn physical, because our minds are the strongest, you know, television broadcast on the planet. So I want to make sure that, you know, I broadcast positivity, light, and keep God first always. So being one day close to millions, that's what I'm thankful for every day.
Yo, King, that was a hell of a damn answer, man. Hell yeah, good ass job. That whole concept that one day closer to your millions, that's what I'm teaching people every single day. It's one day at a time, one moment at a time, mindset over bullshit. I got this primary progressive multiple sclerosis. I don't have no health care, don't have a job, I don't get Medicaid, I don't get unemployment, I don't get disability, I don't get a damn thing. But I still find ways to be happy and grateful for other things around me. Like, I can tell you 4 different reasons why I'm grateful to have this damn orange. Number one is because that high vitamin C actually does something to help my right eye heal, because I go through a lot of inflammatory episodes. Eating stuff that's high in vitamin C and vitamin E helps the inflammation for my eye to go down. That's one of the reasons. And I can just go on from there. I spend so much time writing down stuff like the tea right here. My wife is a registered nurse. She quit working last Friday, bro, because she's gotten to the point where she makes all type of butters and teas and everything with different forms of CBD and CBG. So there's a CBD and a CBG. She makes butters, teas, oils, all the type of shit to put on me because I ain't got no healthcare. We do all that outside the box stuff.
Wow.
All the different type of things, man, I can go on and on about the whys with that, because the more you talk about the whys, the less time you have with all your negative thoughts. The more you talk about the whys that you're grateful for, the less time you are tripping and thinking about all the pressure from social media, everything you are supposed to already have accomplished. If you just think it to yourself, shit, why are you so grateful to have this cup of tea right here? And as long as you're thinking about that why, you don't have all the other shit invading your mind and your space with everything else. Manifestations, all this stuff works like that. So everything you said aligns with my entire lifestyle, King. 1,000 thank yous for that. 1,000 thank you for even joining the podcast with me, man. I'm telling you, I learned a whole lot fucking with you today, man. Devin, I am looking for people to get a few products from you. They are specifically coming for that drinking game. I got partners. I don't drink anymore, but man, my partners, yo, dog, I'm the only one of 13 that quit drinking. And I'm only like 39 days sober. These boys still think I'm coming back. That game, I know damn well, man, we finna get that game, dog. I'm gonna get your ass some sales on that game. So I'm gonna get ready to let you go, man. 1,000 thank yous. I salute to you. Have a good one, King.
Thank you, man. One day close to the millions every day.
Every day. Yo, this is Kendrick Avant, your agent of gratitude and the host of Mindset Over Bullshit University. And what that is a safe place for those with chronic illness, disabilities, questions about living without health insurance, those with these limitations, whether seen or unseen, where you can learn how to supplement with herbs, you can learn how to build your relationships with family, friends. You get that daily group coaching over gratitude journaling. That way you can improve your mindset. If you are struggling with your overthinking, struggling with your negative thoughts, and it is beginning to affect your relationships, I want you to contact me. The group coaching in the Mindset Over Bullshit University is $9.99 a month. But right now, during the month of April, and the last month is May, I'm offering that 23% discount so you can get in for $49.99 for the rest of the year. $49.99 takes care of your tuition for the Mindset Over Bullshit University for the entirety of the year. Every day you get that coaching over your gratitude journal. Every day you get that coaching over manifestation. Every day you get that coaching over meditation. Every day you have someone there with you who understands and knows what you're talking about, who understands and knows what you're going through. Every day you've got me, the agent of gratitude, and I've got your back. We are rocking that gratitude journal. We are changing our perspectives together, and every day we are learning how to build our realities and grow our perspectives. Contact me, Kendrick Avant, your agent of gratitude and the host of the Mindset Over Bullshit University.